if I had to take this dog out to pee him, then then I might have to, because he hasn't got out, then I might have to go, okay, I'm not going to get what I want. I mean, but I'm talking after 5-10 minutes, not after I've tried for 30 seconds, okay? I'm still going to try to approach him calmly. I'm going to maybe use food. I might go, okay, I got to feed the dog. I might lure him to a sit or use the treat to feed him while I'm clipping, and know that I got nowhere with helping that dog's willingness. Just know that you didn't help the dog. I mean, you did that, but okay, I didn't have time. I had to go feed the dog, and I brought the dog back. Okay? But you need to, but then if you took the dog out and you got the peeing done, maybe when you come back, you can try doing it again and see if you couldn't get the dog to do this correctly and get to the point where Callie was.
And the other thing, I was itching, but I had a thought. The other thing is, when you bring a dog back to the kennel, and Donna and I do this quite often, when we work behavior mod and we have them out and we take them back to the kennel, I just start to say, good, thanks, bye, see you later. I go in the kennel and I sit there and I massage them, you know, straighten out their bed, maybe give them a new toy, make sure they have water. I give them a couple of minutes. And no, you can't do that on all 50 cages in adopt when we're full. I understand that. But on the ones that need our support, you're going to have to go, they have to have that. They have to know that going back to their kennel is good to them.
He's also not eating his hot dogs now, so which is really odd. So, anyway, any questions about that? He gave me a good example of when I'm not making much progress with the dog.
Nice.
Oh.
I missed one.
Yes.
So, yes. Oh, yay, there we go. Still not taking up there. Wanted to mention that, go back, huh? Okay. Wanted to mention that while you are in situations where the dogs are barking outside and doing unruly behaviors in general, instead of letting them practice that, if you have a can outside where you can use the garbage can lids, you can make a loud noise by banging it against the fence during the barking. You don't want to do it after the dog quits, because now you're banging when the dog's quiet, right? So if I made a loud noise when they're barking and the dog struggles and they stop for just a second, then you need to be the good guy and say, oh, good, quiet, good dog. Pet them, treat them for the stopping. The barking makes the loud noise happen. The quiet makes me love you. So you see the timing plays a big role in that. I don't want the dogs to associate the loud noise and the negativeness with people. I want them to associate positive things with people, and we get to be the good guy. So if you've got dogs barking and carrying on in one of the pens or something, and you throw the pan lid is usually there, so you can throw it against the fence and it made noise and they stop barking. You notice I'm not throwing the lid at the dog. So I'm looking for noise. And when I get that, the dog goes, whoa, what was that? And I want to tell you that even if it doesn't work the first time, there's a good chance, because they've had their adrenaline going, there's a good chance it still will work the second or third time to do that. I've seen that through my own experience. So, but the other important thing is anytime we do something that stresses a dog, makes some loud noises, things like that, we need to be the good guy and remember to praise the positive behavior. We need to get in there and say, oh, what a good, quiet, good dog, you're wonderful now, until they learn that connection. Okay? Questions? None? Thoughts? Anything I've missed, Carol?
I think that was it. I think we're going to start putting pans in the play yards so that we've got things that we can bang if we need to try to interrupt barking. With summer, and we're going to have a lot more dogs. And as Denise's point that she made, with when you have 50 dogs in adopt and you're working on getting the dogs out to go potty, you're working the dogs to get them out. We understand, everybody understands that. But to the extent that we can, even when we're just working to get 50 dogs out, if we can reward the positive behavior and not encourage the negative behavior. Like Don said, if we don't have time to sit and wait 5 minutes for a dog to offer a sit, if you can just make sure that when you're leashing it up, the dog's not jumping on you and attacking you because you've put 3 or 4 treats on the floor so that you're leashing it up while the dog's on the floor, that's huge. If you can't get the demi on the dog in kennel, don't worry about it. Get it outside, get it to a potty yard, get it to a yard, let it go potty, then put a demi on it before you walk it. I mean, if we can just avoid encouraging, enabling the bad behavior, we're going to do so much better with these dogs. And then when we have time to work with them like this. We're just going to, bottom line, we're going to save more lives, you guys. We're going to save more lives.
And remember, the unruly dogs, we want you to try to do this as if they've got that sign on them, because otherwise...
Well, those won't be the dogs in adopt. They aren't going to have that sign on them if they're in adopt.
Right. But if you know that that's one of the dogs that's, well, or even a dog that's borderline getting to that point where we're in adopt, that's acting like Petey. Petey needs this.
He does.
We don't have a sign on Petey, but Petey needs people to do this with him because he needs to learn self-control or he's never going to get out of here. So, though dogs like him need that extra help. Dogs that slam into the kennel door and fight to get out, those are the dogs that need you. You can go ahead and go, I know this dog needs this, and do that with this dog. And try not to grab that dog and run him out to pee. Let that one pee his pants and work on it. And yeah, the next few aren't so bad, and so you can, slide a little on that. But if you know a dog really has that problem, try to do this. You can save his life.
Where are these dogs going to be even if they're not going to be an adopt?
Well, okay, and that's a good point. The Molly Project dogs, the Molly Project sign itself, if it has it's in the stray kennels. So once you're trained to work with the dogs, it's going to be in 3, 4, 5, or 6 once we get 6 back. But once you've worked with a Molly Project dog, like Petey, that's now in adopt, as Dawn says, continue to work with it. And you guys, it is, I mean, in essence, if we're worried about getting the dog to go outside to go to the bathroom, the going outside to go to the bathroom is as much a reward as the treat for the dogs like Petey who don't want to go to the bathroom. So again, we're rewarding the dogs for positive behavior. Just think about whether or not a dog like Petey's going to get adopted without that help. He's not. So we
Watch
just
the door,
really...
watch the door, dog, dog!